I'm pretty sure their state bird is a guy changing a flat tire on the side of the road. And also, I don't trust anybody that ruins a baked potato. You only had one job. Thanks for hitting subscribe, like, and being a part of the podcast today. My name is Bud like the beer, Ford like the truck, at Bud Ford Comedy. It's never good in aviation when the tower says, Southwest 417, I don't know. Ask Delta what they're going to do. It's not going to work for us. I'm telling you, it's going to create a mess. Now, New Mexico, I've said this multiple times, is one more gorgeous state. You got the mountains as you drive through. If you drive through on 40, even if you're driving north-south, it's stunning. I think that's 25, but I could be wrong, Highway 25. And then I believe Interstate 40, I know I'm right on that, Interstate 40 runs through. And it is just stunning because you get the white sands down a little further south than I-40, but you get the trees. There are parts that look like the mountains of North Carolina, and there's parts that look like another world, like you could film movies there, and they have. Some places look like heaven. Some places look like Satan just resurfaced her driveway. Like I said, it's a beautiful state. Then I saw the road signs that said, caution, hot patching asphalt. Now, I don't even know what that is, but I know 1 mile later, there are cars pulled over, and I don't mean just cars, I mean pickup trucks, campers, SUVs. They're out here changing these tires like NASCAR pit crews. Every fifth vehicle, it looked like they just surrendered. Here's the crazy part, the sign knew. It wasn't surprised. It didn't say, oops. It basically said, yeah, you're finna lose a set of Michelin. Sorry, good luck. I've never seen a state issue a warning that honest. I want you to think about it. Usually you go to a state, you see a sign, it's pretty optimistic. Watch for deer. Bridge may ice. Okay. New Mexico's like, listen, your tire's finna meet Jesus. You know what it felt like? And here's the problem, because they got all up in here for me. Now I feel like I'm going through one of those medieval villages, you know, and I'm on this horse and everyone knows that the dragon's up ahead, but they don't put signs for stuff like that. They're not going to stop me. They're just going to let me go because I might beat the dragon. Probably won't. You know, you're kind of at your own risk. If you have livestock like on Walking Dead, they're not going to make it. So then I started swerving around potholes that weren't there because, you know, I've seen them in the movies, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Every little bump had me going, mirror just shook. I'm probably fitting to break down. I'm probably going to make this. Then I'd pass another family on the shoulder, and dad's sweating, and mom's on YouTube, how to change tire. Kids are learning cuss words, some of them compound, so you may not even hear those again. They're limited edition at times. Like I said, I'm white-knuckling the steering wheel going through. Now, you know you have to drive on the right-hand side, and they put a sign up every couple of miles because clearly they're in the tire business, too, in that state. The sign says, keep left or keep right unless passing. Well, if I keep right, I'm replacing a set of tires. We're not doing that. So I rode on the left. I was lucky the cops didn't throw me in the joint. I don't know how I made it through. 1 minute in that state, you're admiring the scenery, and the next you start wondering, yo, if I got enough tread to make it on my spare to Albuquerque, which will probably get stole at the red light while you're sitting there, but whatever, we ain't even got to that part yet. And I don't even know that the roads were that bad. This could all be just sort of happenstance. Maybe people just got unlucky. Maybe everything happened at once. But after the 15th flat tire, I was like, maybe you should start rethinking the welcome basket. Maybe it should include an air compressor. Maybe the state sign needs to say, New Mexico, land of enchantment, now with complimentary roadside assistance. Just try it on. You may like it. You shouldn't hate on everything until you spend some time with it. I did see last week that the FAA found themselves in a wee bit of a conundrum in that they didn't have enough air traffic controllers in Phoenix. They had to basically say, we're going to have to stop landing here. We have nobody to direct them. No traffic directors, no controllers, no nothing. And I'm amazed because people are all shocked. Nobody wants to do that job. People keep saying, they should just pay them more. Really? Okay. Well, how much? I want to know what number gets you excited about spending 8 hours making sure aluminum tubes full of strangers don't become a group project. How much money is that? I see the advertisements. I see the billboards around here. Make up to $100,000 a year. That up to caveat's a thing, isn't it? Kind of like when I go to the casino. You could win $1 million. I could win. Or I might leave with one of them free plastic pens that I stole from the counter when I signed up for your VIP program that I'm never going to be in. So I don't spend that kind of money in a casino because I'm poor. Most of the controllers I know, it's not like they're making that kind of money anyway. They're not making movie star money. They're not going broke, but they're not making get-rich money. Between $50,000 and $70,000 is kind of the norm. So certainly not enough money for most people to willingly accept that level of stress. Who really wants to be an air traffic controller? Well, it's the same people that alphabetize their spice rack. The same people who know FAA regulation numbers without looking them up. It's required. They're the well, actually people. So you know how you're talking to somebody and they don't agree in the middle of it, and their faces, they start doing that, and then they inhale, and then they go, technically, and you're like, bruh, I'm not writing a legal brief here. Just making conversation, fool. Every office got a few of those too. You know, the people who correct your grammar in emails. That's your people that become air traffic controllers. Now, I'm not over here hating on those people. It's a superpower. It's what they have. You want these people talking to airplanes. You do not want people like me. I'd be terrible. Cessna 1231. Hang on a second. Won't you go behind that big Delta thingy, and I need to finish this cigarette, and I'll catch you in a minute. Hanging out the door, holding the mic. See, that's not okay for this business. You want somebody who remembers subsection B, paragraph 14 from the handbook that was printed in 1989. These people exist. They are wonderful. They're a little different, like accountants. They exist. They're wonderful, and I'm glad they exist, but I don't want to be one. The FAA is making the mistake here. Nobody wants to own up to it. The FAA keeps putting billboards out and blah, blah, blah. The government's involved. Everybody's trying to get people to go for those jobs by advertising where normal people are. But this is not where normal people work. You're fishing in the wrong pond. You're shopping in the wrong grocery store. You got to wake up and think. You're looking for people who go, you know what will be relaxing? Separating 37 jets with exact precision while everybody in the room's yelling. Most people look at that on the application and they're like, you know what, I'm going to apply at Costco. And I don't blame them. The whole aviation industry, everything we do, however we're involved, even if we're just flying somewhere, depends on these people. They enjoy chaos. I don't know the answer. I don't know the long-term solution to this for the FAA. I think you have to start looking in places where different people hang out, not the norm, right? But I can tell you this keeps up, it ain't going to be long before when you come into Phoenix in a big bird, you're going to hear in the cockpit, yo, man, just get in where you fit in. Over. I mean, that's not okay. That's not how we want to do aviation here. We leave that for other countries. So the best way to make a baked potato, according to Southern Living, and the story to me is not even what Southern Living says. It's that we found a way to complicate potatoes. You realize it grows in the dirt, yet restaurants cannot wait to screw it up. You order a baked potato, they bring it out, feels like it's been under a lamp, heat lamp for, I don't know, since the first Full House episodes, and I don't mean Full House also, I mean the first one. Yeah, they've been there a minute. You stab it with a fork, poof, dust comes out. It's not dinner, it's archaeology. Stop with that. Or the opposite, you try to cut into it, but I mean, it's basically raw inside, and you're like, how did it spend an hour in the oven and still come out this hard? 212 degrees is the number. Not that hard, not complicated. Then we get to the loaded baked potato, which also Rubs my feathers a little bit because they'll throw 3 pieces of cheese on there that's about 17 cents worth, charge me $6, and act like they just refinanced my house. The average person, I don't know if you know this, but the average person only knows 6 recipes by heart. 6. That's it. Now you're right now going, Bud, you're an idiot. I can cook. And when you get to 6, you'll be lucky to get to 6, but you're going to stop there and you're going to be like, man, he's not stupid. So we pretty much rotate the same meals as families. Spaghettis, tacos, chicken, some weird casserole. Once a month, we're going to get ambitious. We're going to go out to the grill. And that's basically America. Now, if you go over to somebody else's house and they're serving anything but those, you should leave because you're probably in a cult. Now, me, I know 6 recipes. I can cook cereal. That's one. I'm really good at toast and sweet tea. And pretty much in the South, that'll get you at least to marriage. I'm not going to be on MasterChef. That's not going to happen. Cooking shows, if you hadn't thought about it, have darn near ruined everything. A man and a woman get married young, and they've been watching Gordon Ramsay on TV making lamb with blueberry reduction and thinking that's the way it's done everywhere. Well, it ain't, because most of us are standing in our kitchen going, can that fork go in that microwave or not? Have we not solved that yet? I can't remember. Honey, that's how it is. That's real life. Every recipe starts now with a novel. When I first discovered the baked potato, I was in the Swiss Alps with my grandmother. Scroll. I didn't want to read the book. I just wanted the Cliff Notes. Scroll. Finally, preheat oven. Yes. Commercial break. Dang it. Finally, it comes back. I'm looking at the baked potato. Now, pretty much found out this. Here's what you need to season a baked potato. Outside, a little oil, some salt, some pepper. Anything else, you're showing off. If your baked potatoes got pulled pork, guacamole, 14 sauces in it, and some spare ribs, you don't like potatoes. You're using Idaho as a plate. The answer is maybe the air fryer is the best invention ever created. And I'm telling you, we are not too far away from getting charged an extra $6 because your potato was air fried by an artisan named Trevor. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, that $6 is going to be worth every penny of it. I'm going to give him that money. I appreciate your time. My name is Bud Ford at Bud Ford Comedy. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and I hope you have a great day.